Today on August 30th, Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. God says, you are in serious danger because of your neighbor. Watch it quickly. Archangel Michael says, you must open your ears, your heart, and your spirit. What I am about to reveal will shake you, but it will also awaken you. Do not ignore this message today on August 8th, for the skies have been stirred and heaven has sounded an alarm over your life. Right now, as you are reading this, something is happening dangerously close to you. Not far away, not in some distant city or hidden country, the threat is right beside you. Only a few steps, maybe a single wall, away. Your neighbor is not who you think they are. The one who smiles every morning. The one who pretends to be innocent. The one who seems too quiet or too kind, it is all a mask. They've been watching you, closely. Every movement you make, every visitor who enters your house. Every light you switch on at night. Every word you speak loud enough to be overheard, it's all been registered, remembered, and now being used against you. They don't just know your routine. They know your weaknesses, they've kept records of your struggles, your setbacks, and especially your victories. Because nothing fuels their hidden bitterness more than the light you carry. And here's the unsettling truth. They believe you don't deserve your peace. They believe you have something they were meant to have. What you thought was a friendly neighbor has silently become a dangerous observer. For months, they've been collecting information. But it started much earlier. Years ago, when they first noticed you, they were enchanted by your spirit. But that admiration turned into envy. And that envy has now turned into quiet rage. What they do behind their closed curtains would chill your bones. There are papers. There are names. There are recordings. They are involved in something darker than mere jealousy. They've connected with others, even people you once trusted. Your name has been spoken in secret meetings, whispered in betrayal-laced conversations. And the danger is no longer distant. It has reached your very door. They have something planned. Something precise. Something personal. You need to know this. A letter is being written. Not by your hands, but with your name. This neighbor is trying to switch your fate. They want to make you the villain. They want to make you the guilty one. They are planting seeds, among local officials, among friends, even online. So that when they strike, others will already be poisoned against you. They are disguising their steps well, but they've made a mistake, a slip. A name. A timestamp. Heaven has seen it. Your angels have caught it. And Archangel Michael has been ordered to intervene. But this intervention requires you to be aware. To be alert. To stop walking around blind, assuming the danger would always be somewhere far away, because now, it's your neighbor. Your next door. Your wall-sharing, gate-opening, face-smiling neighbor. They are not acting alone. They've joined forces with a distant cousin of yours. Someone who always had a subtle resentment towards you. That cousin gave them a piece of paper. Something from your past. A document, a record you forgot. That's what they're using now. They're trying to reframe your story, to make it look like you've stolen something. They want to turn a lie into a legal accusation. And even worse, they are not just after your reputation. They are after your safety. They've been seen with someone who knows how to bypass locks. They are preparing for an uninvited entrance into your space, whether it's to plant something in your house or take something from it. There's a date marked on their calendar. A red cross on a specific day this month. The day is their planned moment. The day was supposed to be the day they act. And they thought you would never see it coming, but now you do. Because heaven has intervened. Because Archangel Michael has come forth, and because God Himself has spoken. You are in serious danger because of your neighbor. This isn't just about physical harm, this is spiritual sabotage. This is financial trap setting. This is defamation on the horizon, but you have power they can't touch. You have a light that their darkness cannot cancel. You have angels watching from corners you didn't even realize existed, but even divine protection requires your cooperation. You mustn't change a certain thing. Stop sharing your plans out loud, stop speaking freely on phone calls they can overhear. Stop trusting the small talk they make at your gate. Lock your windows, seal your important documents. Back up your files. One of their biggest weapons right now is digital. They've hired someone. A freelancer who knows how to access systems. They want to wipe you out from the inside. They want to erase a project you've been working hard on. But their weapon will backfire. Because what they didn't expect is this message reaching you in time, and now, it has. You will start noticing signs. Random knocks at your door and no one there, lights flickering for no reason. And you will hear noises from the walls. These are not coincidences, these are spiritual warnings. The divine is alerting you through the physical. But more signs will appear, you'll see something on their face. A momentary look. A micro-expression that will reveal their true intention. Watch carefully. Because what you see will confirm everything written here. And then you will act, you'll stop responding the same way. You'll stop being predictable. You'll stop being available to manipulation. And from there, the power they tried to gain over you will fall like broken glass. God is removing the mask from your neighbor. And soon, others will see them for what they truly are, and when their lies come to light, they will scatter like smoke. The storm they prepared for you will swirl back toward them. Your name will be cleared, your home will be secured. But only if you follow the instructions in this moment. Take every step cautiously. Do not react emotionally in front of them. Act unaware, but internally be razor sharp. Begin documenting, write down anything suspicious. Record conversations if needed. Keep your proof, because there will be a confrontation. And when the day comes, you will not be the one caught off guard. You will rise. You will speak. You will win. Because heaven has declared, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. They can try. They can gather. They can whisper, but when God raises His hand over you, nothing in this world can shake you. And that is what is happening now. Archangel Michael is now guarding your house, and this neighbor, this silent betrayer, this actor of kindness, they will soon be removed from your path. They will be exposed. They will be silenced, and you will walk in freedom. You will reclaim what they tried to steal. You will step into the month ahead without fear, because you saw this message. Because you obeyed it. Because your spirit was strong enough to sense the urgency. Now act. Now prepare. Now protect your home, your name, your energy, and never doubt again that God is watching. That your angels are fighting. And that even when the danger is close, God is closer. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. But it's not over yet. The neighbor is getting desperate. Ever since the spiritual realm started interfering, they've been sensing resistance, like invisible hands blocking their plans, and this is making them erratic. They've started talking to someone else. This new person is dangerous, someone who once worked in a legal office. They've been advising your neighbor on how to twist certain documents. How to create stories that seem believable. They are targeting your credibility. But here's what they don't know. There is already a divine intersection taking place. This is bigger than just earthly schemes. Your prayers, spoken or unspoken, have already been heard in places your enemy cannot access. And now, a protective hedge has formed around you. This hedge is invisible to the human eye but unbearable to those who walk in shadows. This is why, lately, you may have felt sudden shifts in your atmosphere. Heavier, restless sleep, sudden headaches. You thought it was stress, but it wasn't just that. It was the presence of evil trying to crawl into your space and being pushed back by divine light. Every time you closed your eyes to rest, angels stood over your bed. Every time your neighbor tried to advance one more step toward your doubtful, a fiery sword was drawn in the spirit realm to hold them back. You are not alone. You are being guarded, but don't grow caros, because the final trap is still being assembled. And this one is meant to look like your own fault. Yes, they are about to try something that will make it seem like you're the one who betrayed them. They will cry fake tears. They will play the victim. And some people might even believe them, at first, but this message is preparing you so you can keep your composure, so you won't react emotionally, so you will stay in control. Because truth always wins, but only if the righteous stay grounded. This neighbor plans to involve authorities. They are cooking up a legal complaint. But what they are writing is based on lies, deep, carefully constructed lies. But they've slipped again. The pen they use, the file they forwarded, the fake email they left traces, digital fingerprints. A friend of yours, someone who works in technology, will come across something. A tiny clue. A day or trail. A date mismatch. And that clue will be the unraveling of the entire plan. You must let that friend speak. Even if you feel hesitant. Even if you're scared, let the truth come out. It will be your rescue. And once it's done, your neighbor's own allies will turn against them, because no one wants to sink with a ship that's already on fire. This is what happens when darkness gets exposed by light. It doesn't just flee, it destroys itself. And that's what is about to happen. You will watch your enemy be confused by their own web. You will see their lies fall apart like ash. You will see the very thing they tried to use against you become their downfall. And the best part? You won't have to lift a single weapon, only your truth. Only your stillness. Only your divine protection, but this is more than just survival. This is about restoration. After this neighbor is exposed, something else will rise, a blessing that had been blocked. A door that was sealed. An opportunity that kept getting delayed. It was them. They had tied it in the spirit. They had spoken curses under their breath as they walked by your house, but the moment they fall, the moment they are removed, heaven will release what was held back. Finances will flow. Opportunities will land on your doorstep. Suddenly, what felt stuck for months will move in days. Because the blockage was never you. It was their interference, their witchcraft, their envy. But now it's being broken. Let your heart prepare for a shift. Your home is about to be cleansed. Physically and spiritually, you may feel the urge to rearrange furniture, to clean windows, to light a new candle. It's not random. It's spiritual activation. Your spirit is responding to the approaching light. Let it flow. Move things. Clear the space, open windows. Declare peace. And if you feel the urge to cry, let the tears come, because you're not crying from fear. You're crying from release. From the weight being lifted, from the confirmation that everything you sensed was right. You weren't paranoid. You weren't overreacting, you were spiritually sensitive. And now heaven has validated it. Archangel Michael says, this war was never about property or papers, this war was about your purpose. They saw your light and thought they could dim it. But no one dims what God designed to shine. Now breathe. Because as you read this, another shift has just occurred. In the heavenly record, your neighbor's name has been moved, no longer in a position of power over you. No longer with authority. They've been marked by the divine as exposed, and their false advantage is crumbling. The next time you see them, you will feel a shift. They will try to pretend, to smile, to act normal, but behind their eyes will be panic. Because they will sense it. They'll sense something they don't understand. Why are you not afraid anymore? Why are you walking with power again? Why are you calm? Because you know. Because you're protected. Because you were warned in time, because you are chosen. And because your angels have already gone before you. Keep this message with you, read it when you feel doubt. Let it be a shield. Let it be a trumpet that reminds the darkness, you are not alone. You are not unguarded. You are not defeated, you are divinely armed. And no neighbor, no paper, no lie, no whispered curse can destroy what God has declared over your life. You are stepping into a new phase now. Be wise. Be alert. Be discerning, and walk like royalty. Because heaven has crowned you with truth. And the neighbor who tried to dismantle your peace, your time is over. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1. 20. You may feel tired right now. But this is not ordinary exhaustion, it's spiritual exhaustion. Because your soul has been fighting a battle behind the veil. Even in your sleep, you've been wrestling with energies not of this world, nightmares, strange dreams, sleep disturbances. These were not just mental. They were warnings. Your angels were trying to reach you. To show you that something in your environment was corrupted. And now that you know, the heaviness will begin to lift, you will wake up lighter. You will feel energy return. Because the secret war that drained you has now been exposed, and once darkness is named, it loses its grip. Your neighbor, however, is not done trying. They may shift their methods, now that spiritual interference is blocking their previous schemes. They might try emotional tricks. They may play innocent. They may approach you with fake kindness. They might apologize with a sweet voice but hidden motives. This is not repentance. It's a new disguise. Do not fall for it. That's every word. Look at their fruit, not their performance, because a sacred new skin is still a snake. In the coming days, you might also hear gossip. Stories about you, stories that sound half true but twisted. That's their new weapon. They know they can't touch you spiritually anymore, so they'll try to ruin your image instead. But here's what heaven wants you to know. Their words will land. The people who hear these stories will feel something's off. A stirring. A divine whisper that says, "This isn't right," and one by one, your name will be defended by people you didn't expect. Even a stranger will speak up in your favor. Because when truth walks in light, lies tremble in corners. Archangel Michael says, you have survived what others couldn't. You have endured in silence while evil planned loudly. But now is the reversal. Prepare yourself. You're about to be elevated. You're about to step into a new dimension of clarity, boldness, and unshakable peace. Heaven will start granting you sudden downloads, ideas, revelations, clarity about decisions you've been stuck on for months. That's not random. That's divine intelligence being returned to you now that the blockage is removed. You will begin to see clearly, feel clearly, decide clearly. Because your environment is shifting. Because the dark neighbor's energy is fading. Because your spirit is rising. This entire time, heaven was watching your reaction. Would you fight back recklessly? You didn't. Would you break down and give up? You didn't. Would you surrender your character just to get even? You didn't. That's why God has chosen this moment to honor you, because when they betrayed you, you stayed silent. When they mocked you, you looked up. When they tried to trap you, you turned inward and sought divine answers. And now, your name is being whispered in rooms of reward. Your file is being brought up in heavenly courts. And what was meant for destruction is being reversed into elevation. Mark this. In the next 10 days, something shocking will happen in your neighbor's life. Not because you cursed them, not because you retaliated, but because heaven has judged the matter. And once the gavel of heaven strikes, no one can undo it. They will lose something. A person. A position, a source of power. You will hear of it and you will understand. It was divine justice. Do not celebrate. Remain still. Remain silent, because justice doesn't gloat. Justice simply restores what was broken. You will begin to laugh again. Not the laugh of pretending, but the deep, heart-opening laugh of someone whose soul has been freed. That laugh is returning, so is your peace. So is your confidence. So is your ability to trust yourself, because your intuition was never broken. It was just drowned by deception. Now that truth is here, everything inside you is coming alive again. Let this be the day you choose freedom over fear. Let this be the day you reclaim your energy. No more thinking, no more doubting yourself. No more tiptoeing around people who secretly hate your blow. If your presence threatens their darkness, that's confirmation, you're walking in divine light. To walk boldly. Speak with grace, live with wisdom. But never dim your radiance again. Archangel Michael says, what they planned in secret has now been shattered by light. Your spirit is no longer vulnerable. Your story is no longer under their control. You are now a warrior walking in holy fire. And finally, the last revelation. That neighbor. They were sent, they were never just a person. They were an assignment from the dark side to delay your purpose, break your spirit, keep you distracted. But they failed, because you saw. Because you woke up. Because heaven exposed it all in divine timing. Now, that assignment is cancelled. And a new one is beginning. An assignment of favor, expansion, and divine acceleration. You will meet someone very soon. Someone powerful and spiritual. This person will confirm everything you've just read without you saying a word. They'll parry light. They'll parry wisdom. And they'll guide you into the next level of your calling. Be ready. It's closer than you think. You were never meant to stay hidden. This exposure happened because your destiny is too loud to be silenced. Let today, August 8th, be marked in your heart forever. The day you opened your eyes, the day you escaped spiritual danger. The day you were finally free from the silent enemy living next door. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. And now, as the sun rises and the 8th of August continues its cycle, something unseen but incredibly significant is shifting around you. The very ground beneath your home is being reclaimed by light. Where their footsteps once carried intention to harm, now angels stand watch with swords drawn. The air that once felt heavy with invisible tension now feels fresher, because the assignment of your neighbor, the one secretly tasked to monitor, delay, and spiritually suffocate you, is broken. Heaven has not only removed their power but dismantled the chain they were connected to. This wasn't just about one person. It was about an unseen grid of watchers, those who feed off your delay, who celebrate your confusion, who whisper failure when you try to rise. But now they scatter because the bloodline you come from, spiritually, is too royal to remain silent. You are the descendant of warriors, prophets, messengers, visionaries. That is why the attacks came so close, because your calling is so loud. But now the veil has lifted. For the coming days, a door will close and another will open fast. A closed door might sting for a moment. You might lose something. Someone might stop calling. You might be removed from a place. But do not misread this. What looks like loss is actually spiritual surgery. God is cutting away what they tried to use to keep you stuck. He is tearing down every altar they raised in the unseen against your name. And He is silencing their prayers. Yes, they were praying too, but not to the God you know. They were uttering words in the dark, asking for your fall, your loss, your delay. But their altar hath been overturned, and now yours is being restored. Your spiritual table is being reset. A new anointing is coming upon you, one that doesn't just protect, but magnifies. Your gifts will increase. Your ability to discern will sharpen. Your dreams will return in clarity, no more vague confusion. No more spiritual noise. You will begin hearing again, clearly, accurately, with precision. This is your divine inheritance now being returned. And now for a deeper truth, this neighbor didn't just envy you. They feared you. They knew if you ever found out the truth about your identity, their grip would be gone. They felt it every time you smiled. They sensed it every time your light passed by their bitterness. You were a mirror to their failure to rise. And they chose jealousy over transformation. That's not your burden, that's not your guilt. You gave them the chance to be loved, to be embraced, to be human. But they used it to plan harm. Now God has made the separation. Now heaven has redrawn the boundaries. Now your protection is sealed. Watch your mailbox. Watch your phone. Watch your email. Within the next 21 days, there will be a clear sign that this battle has ended. A breakthrough. An apology, a shift. Something undeniable. That's not chance, that's confirmation. That's the sound of justice singing through your life. You will laugh again freely, you will rest again deeply. You will trust again, but with wisdom, not naivety. You are not who you were before this war began. You are now stronger, jobber, more awakened, and more divinely aligned than ever before. So now what? Do you go out and confront them? No. You rise, silently. Victoriously. You walk in your purpose like the warrior you've become. You stay one step ahead. Not out of fear, but out of divine strategy. Because you are now walking with heaven's agenda, no longer reacting. Now leading. And they will watch you, they will watch the one they tried to ruin rise in front of their eyes. They will see your face in places they never imagined. They will hear your name spoken with respect they never gave, and they will know they lost the battle they thought they could win in secret. Because heaven always has the final word. And heaven chose you, to walk forward. Willed. Light-filled, armored in truth. And unshakable in spirit. Because the neighbor was never your final enemy, they were your trigger to awaken your greatest calling. And now that you're awake, nothing can stop what's coming next. This is your time, this is your hour. This is your rise. And the same Spirit that warned you, that guided you, that revealed this divine message to you today on August 8th. That same Spirit will walk with you daily from this moment forward. You are not forgotten. You are not defeated. You are divinely chosen. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. But listen closely, because this is not just the end of a danger, this is the birth of your divine unfolding. The reason the enemy used your neighbor is because they had proximity to you. They were close enough to observe, imitate, and interfere, but from this day forward, no one will be allowed access to your life without spiritual clearance. Heaven has placed a gate in the spirit. Only those sent by divine assignment will be able to connect to you deeply. No more accidental friendships. No more open doors to dangerous souls. No more invitations to disguised enemies. because now, you are being covered under covenant. A covenant not written on paper, but burned into the fabric of your spirit. You may start to feel emotionally distant from people you used to tolerate. You may wake up one morning and realize you can't keep carrying conversations that lead nowhere. That's not ego. That's elevation. It's called vibrational protection. When God is preparing you for the next stage of your life, He silences every voice that can't walk with you there. Let them fall away. Don't chase old energy. Don't explain your new silence. They were part of the season that almost broke you. And you're no longer in that season. Your neighbor might try again. One more time, one final attempt. Because evil doesn't leave quietly. But they will fail, because this time, you are not fighting with fear. You are walking with fire. And fire consumes what it touches. Every step you now take is soaked in divine fire. Every room you enter, the atmosphere changes. Every word you speak will now carry weight in the spirit. That's how much has shifted because of this expo tour. Archangel Michael says they thought they could defeat you with closeness. But now heaven has placed a wall they cannot climb, a fire they cannot pass, and a light they cannot dim. From this day, document your thoughts. Start writing down your dreams again. Heaven is going to begin revealing things to you in dreams, not just warnings, but answers. You'll dream of places, of names, of colors, of timing. And those dreams will not be random, they will be spiritual instructions. Follow them. You are now entering a phase of your life called divine execution. It means that heaven is not just giving you purpose and amour. It's giving you permission to walk in it fully. You may also notice nature reacting to you, birds pausing, butterflies landing, clouds forming signs, rain falling right after a prayer. Don't dismiss it. The earth responds when a chosen one rises in full spiritual identity. Creation recognizes what humans often miss. You are marked for divine transformation. So now, breathe in deeply, let the weight fall off your shoulders. Let the fear melt away. Let the self-doubt lose its grip, because today, August 8th, was not just a warning. It was a divine announcement. It was a heavenly siren that signaled the end of enemy interference and the beginning of your rise. You may not see the full picture yet, but step by step, the veil is lifting. The path is appearing. The right people will start showing up, the wrong people will start fading away. And you will no longer look over your shoulder wondering who's against you. Because now you know, now you've been shown. Now you are awake. One final thing. Prepare your physical space. Devour. Lean, throw away old objects given to you by people who carried bad intentions. Wash your sheets. Sweep your corners, open your windows. Speak peace into your walls. Consecrate your home. This is more than just cleaning. This is spiritual warfare through physical obedience. You are telling heaven, I'm ready for what you're sending, and heaven will respond. Fast. Loud. Unstoppably. There is nothing your neighbor can do now that will overturn what heaven has already done. Even if they try again, they will fail publicly. Even if they lie, the truth will shout louder. Even if they scheme, angels will block it at every turn. You are no longer accessible to the enemy. You are now living behind the veil of divine protection. And from that place, your purpose will flow freely. Your abundance will rise steadily, your name will echo in rooms you haven't stepped into yet. Because now, your light is fully restored. You will be celebrated, you will be honored. You will be compensated for all you lost in this silent battle. You didn't deserve the attack, but you do deserve the blessing that's about to crash into your life like a divine flood. And it's coming. Sooner than you think, bigger than you imagined. More permanent than what they tried to steal. Heaven rejoices right now, not because the neighbor failed, but because you finally saw the truth and stood tall in it. Because your spirit chose to stay pure even when betrayal could have turned you bitter, because you didn't just survive. You transform. If you wish to express your support further, now listen, because this final part is not just for your ears, it is for your spirit. Because now that heaven has exposed the betrayal and broken the traps, something else is awakening. Something ancient. Something royal. A part of you that had been buried beneath trauma, betrayal, and exhaustion is rising again. That part is called your divine inheritance. It's the version of you that's bold, clear, wise, and spiritually unshakable. And nothing, not even your neighbor's worst attacks, could destroy it. You were never meant to live small, you were never created to be the background to other people's lives. You were born to take up space. To shine. To lead. To disrupt darkness. That is why the battle was so intense, because your light, your words, your presence, they affect things. They shift things. They awaken people, they expose lies. And the enemy has been trying to shut that down since the day you arrived in this world. But Archangel Michael says they failed, and now, everything the enemy tried to delay is being delivered with interest. This is not just about survival now. This is about reclaiming time, time they stole. Time they wasted. Time you spent in confusion, heartbreak, and spiritual fog. Heaven is repaying you in acceleration. What used to take years will now happen in months. What took months will now manifest in days, because time bends when heaven commands. And this is your commanded season. Don't be surprised if you start receiving unexpected calls, emails, opportunities, reconnections with people who were once delayed from your life. These are divine alignments. The timeline is catching up. You've been cleared from the delay, now it's time to move differently. Bray Deaver, listen closer. Guard your space fiercely. Not everyone deserves access to the upgraded version of you. Especially not those who once tried to downgrade your spirit. Rod is not just restoring your external world, he's renewing your internal compass. You'll start to recognize red flags faster. You'll feel off around hidden snakes, you'll have dreams that reveal intentions before people even speak. This is not paranoia. It's divine discernment, you've earned it. It was activated through battle. And now it will never leave you again. Archangel Michael stands at the entrance of your home now. He has been granted full authority to protect what belongs to you. Your peace, your finances, your sleep, your purpose. Heaven has stationed angels on all four corners of your life. You are no longer surrounded by enemies. You are surrounded by protection, your nadir. They will begin to feel what it's like to touch the anointed and suffer for it. Not because you curse them, but because heaven handles justice perfectly. They'll wake up and fuse. Their plans will collapse, their energy will drain. And they will soon disappear from your radar. Because heaven does not just expose, it removes. In the coming days, there's one more divine instruction. Silence is your shield, don't explain. Don't confront. Don't argue, don't prove. Let your elevation do the speaking. Let your blessings speak what your words never have to. You will walk into rooms that once rejected you. And now they will make space. Because anointing cannot be denied twice, your time has come. Your assignment has survived the storm. Your name is being written into something much larger than what you've seen so far, and it all began when you opened your eyes and saw through the mask your neighbor was wearing. Archangel Michael says, "Let the final chapter of this betrayal be silence." Because the beginning of your new life must be sacred, quiet, and sealed by heaven alone, there is one more thing left to say. You have been chosen for something sacred. And from this moment forward, you are no longer in hiding. Your voice, your presence, your path, it is being magnified. Every door meant for you is opening. Every lie said about you is unraveling, every chain placed on you is breaking. Every delay forced on you is being reversed. You're not walking out of this season, you're flying. And no nadir, no lie, no spiritual trap can stop what is already written in the books of heaven. So take a deep breath, feel your power again. Stand up taller. Speak softer, but with more authority, move wisely. Let your glow return. Because heaven has finished the war and your life is finally returning to you, fully, freely, and forever changed. This was never just about a neighbor. This was about your awakening. And now that you've awakened, you will never return to the version of you that allowed danger to hide so close. You are protected. You are sealed. You are unshakable, you are divinely untouchable. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. And now, the gates of restoration have fully opened. The delay is over, the confusion has cleared. The lies are dissolving. And the enemy's name, the one that stood beside yours in silence, is now being removed from your spiritual atmosphere completely, not just physically, but emotionally, energetically, spiritually. This means they will no longer have power in your mind, your space, or your path. You may still feel remnants of fear trying to whisper it in your spirit, that's normal. Because when trauma is unwrapped, the soul takes a moment to adjust. But don't feed the fear, don't entertain the doubt. You are not going back to that old state. You are rising forward, even your thoughts are being cleansed. Even your emotional patterns are being reset. This is not just an event, this is a full rebirth. From this moment forward, your name will carry a new frequency. People will feel it, doors will recognize it. And even systems that once rejected you will make way. Because your frequency is no longer survival, your frequency is now assignment fulfilled. Your house is now a sanctuary. No longer just a place to live, but a place heaven will visit. When you speak in your rooms now, your words will echo with spiritual weight. When you sleep, your dreams will be guarded. When you wake, your steps will be ordered, because your home has been reclaimed. The spirits that once lingered near, fed by the neighbor's energy, have fled. And in their place stand angels of peace, prosperity, and purpose. Soon, you will begin receiving spiritual downloads about your future, ideas that seem to come from nowhere. Visions in your sleep. Gut feelings that won't leave you alone. That's heaven giving you blueprints. Blueprints for your next level. Follow them. Don't delay. Because this next chapter will move fast. And it will reward every seed of faith you planted during the storm. There's someone new coming into your life too. A helper. A messenger. They will carry no drama. No deception. No envy, just wisdom, grace, and divine timing. They will feel like peace. And you will know they are heaven sent, because after exposure always comes replacement. Your neighbor will hear of your progress. They'll see glimpses of your success, but they will not be able to interfere anymore. Because God didn't just expose them. He disarmed them, He stripped their access. He erased the spiritual codes they once used to monitor you. And now, they walk in confusion. While you walk in clarity. You will notice something beautiful in the coming weeks. You will start smiling for no reason, you will feel joy return. The real kind. The kind you don't have to perform for, because it's flowing from your spirit. Not just your circumstances. That's what divine healing feels like, that's what walking in alignment feels like. And it's yours now. Fully, freely. Archangel Michael says, you've passed through fire, betrayal, and silent war. But now, you wear the mark of the protected, no weapon can touch you. No curse can land. No scheme can stand, you are heaven's own. So breathe. Let go of the old vibration, feel your soul recalibrate. Step into your day like royalty. Say little, but carry divine fire in your silence. Look ahead, not back. Because your future isn't waiting. It's already beginning, and when others ask you, how did you survive all that? Smile. And say only this, heaven saw what I couldn't. And stepped in before it was too late, your neighbor is now your past. But your destiny, it's closer than ever. Stay ready, stay wise. Stay grounded. Because you have not even seen the full glory of what's coming next, this is your moment. Your sacred turning point. And nothing can interrupt it now. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $1.20. Now that the storm has passed, something unusual may begin to happen. You'll begin hearing silence more clearly. But it won't feel empty, it will feel sacred. This is the silence that follows divine justice. The stillness that heaven leaves behind when it finishes a war on your behalf. Let yourself rest in it. Let your spirit breathe again. Because in this silence, you will begin to hear heaven's next instructions for your destiny, and here is what you must understand. This wasn't just about surviving a dark season. This was about becoming spiritually undeniable. Heaven needed you awakened, tested, and elevated. Not for your comfort, but for your calling. Because in the days ahead, you will be needed, your voice, your story, your wisdom. There are others trapped in the very kind of darkness you just came out of. And they will look to you for light. They will recognize your scars, not as signs of weakness, but as proof of survival, and you will guide them, not with pride, but with power. What your neighbor tried to destroy in you is now the very thing that will build others. That's why you couldn't fall, that's why heaven interfered just in time. Because your survival wasn't just for you. It was for the generation connected to your voice. Your next steps are sacred. From this moment, walk with greater awareness. The friends you let into your circle, the partnerships you allow, the spiritual atmosphere you allow to rest in your home. Be discerning, not fearful, discerning. You're not the same anymore. You can't entertain the same things, respond to the same distractions, or give away your energy the same way. You've been recoded spiritually. You've been marked differently in the spirit realm. Your neighbors saw something in you long before you saw it in yourself. That's why they feared you. That's why they plotted. That's why they watched, because the power inside you disrupted the spirits they carried. Now, even more will begin to change. Your intuition will grow sharper, your words will carry prophetic weight. Your presence will silence chaos in the room. Your vision will become clearer than ever, don't second guess it. You earned this. It came through fire, it came through betrayal. It came through nights you cried quietly, feeling things no one else could understand. Heaven saw every tear, and now heaven rewards you openly. You are about to be brought before new people. Some will carry resources. Some will carry revelation, some will carry platforms. Be ready for conversations that feel divine, because they are. Be ready for doors that were closed for years to suddenly swing open. You won't have to force them. You won't have to manipulate anything, because this time, it will flow. There's a reason you feel chills when you read these words. There's a reason your heart races during certain paragraphs. That's not imagination. That's the Holy Spirit confirming truth inside your bones. You were born for this level. And now that the old energy is cleared, now that the neighbor's mask has fallen, now that every secret plot has collapsed, you finally have room to rise. But remember this, elevation requires discipline. This next season isn't for everyone to understand. Some people you once explained everything to will no longer have access to your process, not because you're better, but because God is requiring you to protect your oil. Your wisdom is sacred. Your ideas are divine downloads, and your peace is your compass now. Don't give it away to those who once doubted your discernment. Archangel Michael says, from this moment, everything they once used to spy, or accuse is now in ashes. You are rebuilt. You are reordered. You are unstoppable. The final warning is this. Do not look back with anger. Do not rehearse their betrayal over and over in your spirit. Forgiveness is not approval. It is a weapon. When you forgive, you close the gate the enemy used to keep attacking your heart. Let them go. Let what happened stay behind you. Because your new season will require all of you, not just a wounded version of you. Walk away with your crown straight, with your voice steady, with your fire ignited. This time, you're walking not as a victim of the enemy, but as a weapon of heaven. So declare this silently within yourself: I am not who I was before the betrayal. I am sharper, wiser, and more protected. I walk with heaven's fire, I speak with divine backing. And I will not be shaken again. Let this be your daily anthem, let this be the vibration that fills your home. Let this be the energy that follows you into every room, meeting, and opportunity. Because this is your reborn moment, a neighbor was only a catalyst. The real story was always about you finally seeing yourself the way heaven does. Now you do. Now you're ready. Now nothing, and no one can stop what's coming next. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. With contributions of up to $1.20. You're now standing in a realm most people never reach, the realm after survival, after exposure, after deliverance, and in this place, everything is new. Even your thoughts will begin to sound different. Even your silence will carry power, even your very presence will shift the atmosphere in rooms that once tried to mute your light. Because this is no longer about healing. This is about embodying authority, authority not given by man, but by heaven. Authority earned through warfare. Spiritual maturity forged in pain, and divine clarity that only comes through betrayal. Because now you've seen what hides in shadows. Now you've witnessed how close the enemy can get. And now you've learned the voice of heaven. How it whispers before the storm. How it screams during the battle, and how it weeps when you finally come home to your own power. This power isn't loud. It doesn't need attention, it doesn't demand to be seen. It is seen effortlessly. Because it is anchored in truth, and truth is what the enemy fears most. Not your beauty. Not your home, not your success. But your alignment with truth. Spiritual truth, it's why the neighbor tried to break you. They weren't just envious of what you had. They were terrified of who you are becoming, they could feel it before you could. They sensed that if you ever discovered your full strength, nothing could stop you. And now that fear has become their reality, because you did discover it. You opened your eyes. You heard the call, and you said yes to the divine rising inside of you. Now you walk as someone spiritually dangerous. Dangerous to darkness, you carry the weight of someone who's been through the fire and didn't burn, but glowed brighter. You are now a vessel, a spiritual carrier. A walking testimony of what happens when heaven fights for someone in secret. Expect to be misunderstood. Not everyone will recognize the new version of you. They will expect you to shrink again. To tolerate what you no longer can, to engage in a small talk that no longer nourishes you. Let them be confused. You don't owe them an explanation, your peace speaks louder now. Your purpose is louder than your past. Your light is now loud enough to be felt even when you say nothing. Archangel Michael says, let them talk. Let them wonder. Let them whisper, for the light now surrounding you is so holy, it blinds those still walking in shadows. From this moment, begin documenting everything. Your dreams, your intuitive downloads. The sudden flashes of memory. The prophetic things you see or feel, heaven is pouring into you now. What? Because now you're ready to hold it. Before, you would have second-guessed it. Before, you would have let fear steal it. Before, you would have tried to give it away to people who never deserved it. Not anymore, and now you guard what's sacred. And in doing so, heaven trusts you with more. Start creating, write that book. Speak that truth. Start that project, record that message. Don't wait to feel qualified. Heaven already qualified you through the fire. Now is your time to create what you once thought you weren't good enough to build. And in doing that, you will begin to heal others. Yes, others, because your story will carry medicine in it. It will travel further than you ever expected. And those who once thought you were finished, they will hear your name in places you never stepped into, and it will be connected with honor. But don't look for revenge. Don't look back with bitterness. Because the neighbor who tried to harm you, they are not your enemy anymore. They are heaven's lesson now. They are your old chapter, and you're holding the pen now. Not to rewrite the past, but to author a new legacy. You will love again, with better eyes. You will trust again. With deeper discernment, you will build again. But on holy ground this time. No more sand foundations, only truth. Only vision. Only alignment. This final portion of your journey is not just about rising. It's about becoming the proof that God still reveals, rescues, and restores. And your life will be that proof, so step forward now. Speak when heaven tells you. Rest when your soul needs it, move only in alignment. Protect your spirit the way heaven protected you. Because what's coming next is even bigger than what tried to stop you. You were chosen. You were tested. You were awakened, and now you are ascending. If you wish to express your support further,